Welcome to the Madison Miller Podcast. Today is Friday, June 2nd, 2023. Today we're going to recap last night's Game 1 of the NBA Finals, look ahead to Game 2 on Sunday. We'll preview and predict how the Stanley Cup Final will play out, and then we'll make a pick for Game 1. We have MLB, WNBA, soccer, golf, NASCAR, my first NHL mock draft of the year, news and notes, and best bet. NBA Finals is where we'll begin. The game was interesting at times, but the Nuggets pull it out by a score of 104-93 to take a 1-0 series lead. Nikola Jokic, 27 points, 14 assists, and 10 boards in the win. Jamal Murray had 26 points, 10 assists, and 6 boards. Bruce Brown off the bench was good. Michael Porter Jr. didn't shoot it well from 3, but had 14 points and 13 boards. Aaron Gordon had an impact early in the game. Meanwhile, for Miami, Bam Adebayo actually led them in scoring with 26 points. He had 13 boards, 5 assists. He played well. Gabe Vincent had 19, including 5 3-pointers. Jimmy Butler wasn't Jimmy Butler. He had 13, 7, and 7. He really didn't shoot the ball well. And Haywood Highsmith off the bench had 18. I think he earned himself some more minutes. And Kyle Lowry at 11. So, despite not shooting it well from 3, Denver gets to win. They're just excellent in the paint, and Jokic is just a magician. At times, they're up by 20-something in the game, and in Miami made it a little interesting, but they in Denver found a way. All right, Sunday, 8 o'clock ABC, Game 2, Heat Nuggets. My numbers say Nuggets by 10, total 223 and a 10th. And here we have 8.5 and 214.5. I'm going to do another over. I think that's a low total. A little bit of an overreaction from Miami going cold from the paint, and Denver not really hitting threes. So I'm going to go over 214.5 for my pick. And then I probably would think the Nuggets will win. But I think that the game will be somewhat close like it was yesterday. All right, Stanley Cup Final. We'll preview and pick the series before we pick Game 1. All right, so we have the Golden Knights against the Panthers. Golden Knights had a good run. They beat the Jets in round 1. In round 2, they upset the Oilers. Yes, it was an upset. I know they were the home ice team, but Edmonton was favored in that series significantly. And then they knock out Dallas in the conference finals, and here they are in the Stanley Cup Final. And on the other side, Florida upsets the Bruins in 7 games, coming back from 3-1 down to win that series. Round 2, they beat the Maple Leafs in 5, and the conference finals, they sweep Carolina. And here they are in the Stanley Cup Final, pretty much as an 8 seed. This Panthers team underachieved in the regular season in my mind, and they're a team that really came together at the right time to make this nice run to the Stanley Cup Final. Vegas has been pretty good all year. They did have a little bit of a lull, but I just feel like they were playing possum before they got here to the postseason. Best player in the series. I'm going to say Matt Tkachuk. I think he's just a man on a mission, and he's somebody that can carry a team. Goalie edge. I'm going to go with Sergei Bobrovsky. He has owned up to that contract in a big way, and he deserves a lot of credit for that. And Aiden Hill's been good in the postseason too, but Bobrovsky had to stand on his head in a couple of those games, including the quadruple overtime game against the Hurricanes. Coach, I'd say Paul Maurice versus Bruce Cassidy is a wash. But Paul Maurice hasn't been to a Stanley Cup final in a really long time until now, and Bruce Cassidy was in the Stanley Cup final in 2019 with the Bruins, so maybe the slightest of edges to Bruce Cassidy for coaches. And I think both of these teams are pretty good. I think Vegas is deep. I think Florida is also deep. And defensively, I think Vegas is better. So it's going to be a very fun series. Storyline of the series, will the Panthers, I almost keep calling them the Hurricanes because I have the Carolina Panthers in my head. Will the Panthers be the first, technically 8th seed to win a Stanley Cup since the Los Angeles Kings in 2012? Is the biggest storyline matchup. I would like to see Matt Tkachuk against Alex Pietrangelo, like from an offense-defense standpoint, and see how that works out. Or Jack Eichel, if you want to go all offense, Jack Eichel against Alexander Barkov. So there's a couple of matchups that I like here. And for my prediction for the series, I'm going to lay only a half a unit on my pick. And where I landed here, I said all this praise about Florida, but I think Vegas is winning the series. I think they're better. Home ice will matter. They have the depth. They have some experience. And they have who I believe is the better coach in Bruce Cassidy. So I'm going to go with the Vegas Golden Knights in 6 games at 5-1. The favorite outcome is Vegas in 7 at plus 410. Then Panthers in 6 at plus 460. Then Vegas in 5 and 6 each at 5-1. Panthers in 7 at plus 550. Then Panthers in 5 at plus 750. Vegas sweeps 12-1 and Florida sweep is 14-1. So 5-1 on Vegas in 7. And then for Saturday, Game 1, Panthers Golden Knights, Kenny Albert, Eddie Olczyk, Keith Jones on the call on TNT. Vegas is minus 130, Florida's plus 108, over under 5.5, overs minus 118, unders minus 104. Florida plus 1.5 is minus 225, Vegas minus 1.5 is plus 184. So for the series price, it's Vegas minus 125, Florida plus 105. For Game 1, I like the under. I think we might see some rust offensively from Florida. And I think that Bobrovsky's going to keep them in it. And I think Vegas will play well defensively. So I'm going to go under 5.5 and minus 104. And at gunpoint, I'm going to say 3-2 Vegas wins Game 1 in regulation. All right, now move on to Major League Baseball. We'll go over the results from yesterday and look ahead to tonight and the rest of the weekend. Jays over the Brewers 3-1, Mets over the Phillies 4-2, Padres over the Marlins 10-1, D-backs over the Rockies 5-4, Red Sox over the Reds 8-2, Twins over the Guardians 7-6 on a walk-off sac fly by Willie Castro. And the Astros over the Angels 5-2. So best bet lost by a half run. All right, tonight's games, 5 o'clock, Apple TV+, Brewers, Reds. Corbin Burns, Brandon Williamson. Brewers minus 180, Reds plus 152, over under 10. Overs minus 105, unders minus 115. Brewers minus 1/2 is minus 108, Reds plus 1/2 is minus 111. A total should not be this high with Corbin Burns pitching. I like the under. 6:30, A's Marlins. Shintaro Fujimami and Edward Cabrera. Marlins minus 198, A's plus 166, over their 8.5. Overs minus 115, unders minus 105. A's plus 1/2 is minus 122. Marlins minus 1/2 is plus 102. I like the full game over. 7 o'clock, Phil's Nats. Zach Wheeler and Josiah Gray. Phil's minus 184. Nats plus 154, over under 9, minus 10 each way. Phil's minus 1/2 is minus 114. Nats plus 1/2 is minus 105. I'm going to go with the Nationals on the run line, plus 1/2 at minus 105. I don't know if they'll win outright, but they'll be competitive. Cards, Pirates, Jack Flaherty and Ronci Contreras. Cards minus 134, Pirates plus 114, over on their 9.5. Overs minus 105, unders minus 115. Cards minus 1/2 is plus 120. Pirates plus 1/2 is minus 144. For this one, this is a tough one. I'm going to go with Pittsburgh under 4 runs at plus 102. This is a throwback game for Jack Flaherty. Feeling it. Rays Red Sox from Fenway. Tyler Glasnow and Garrett Whitlock. Rays minus 136. Red Sox plus 116, over under 9. Overs minus 115. Unders minus 105. Rays minus 1/2 is plus 118. Red Sox plus 1/2 is minus 142. Full game over, but I do not feel good about it. Blue Jays Mets. Chris Bassett and Justin Verlander. So Bassett back in Citi Field. How about that? Mets minus 134. Jays plus 116, over under 8.5. Overs minus 115. Unders minus 106. Jays plus 1/2 is minus 166. Mets minus 1/2 is plus 138. For this one, I'm going to go with the full game under 8.5 and minus 106. 8 o'clock, Mariners Rangers. Luis Castillo and John Gray, so two of the better pitchers in the AL West this year. Mariners minus 120, Rangers plus 102, over under 8, minus 110 each way. Mariners minus 1/2 is plus 146, Rangers plus 1/2 is minus 178. Full game under. Astros Angels. It's actually in Houston. Shohei Ohtani and Framber Valdez. Wow. So Shohei does get the pitch against Houston. So this is a test. Astros minus 130, Angels plus 110, over under 7.5. Overs minus 104, unders minus 118. Angels plus 1/2 is minus 192. Astros minus 1/2 is plus 158. I think Ohtani must pitch well here. Must. This is a big test for him. With Altuve back, then I think he has to pitch a quality game here. I really do. But I'm going to go under 3.5 Angel runs at minus 115 because Valdez has been money. Guardians Twins on Apple TV+. Aaron Savali and Bailey Ober. So technically a doubleheader for them. Twins minus 134. The Guardians plus 114, over under 8.5. Overs minus 105. Unders minus 115. Guardians plus 1/2 is minus 184. Twins minus 1/2 is plus 152. I like the full game under here as well. Royals hosting the Rockies. Chase Anderson and Jordan Lyles. Royals minus 120. Rockies plus 102, over under 9.5. Overs minus 105. Unders minus 115. Rockies plus 1/2 is minus 192. Royals minus 1/2 is plus 158. Chase Anderson's been pretty good for the Rockies this year. I'm going to go with the Rockies straight up at plus 102 as a dog. Tigers, White Sox. Reese Olson's going for Detroit and Chicago. We don't know. That game is not posted yet. But I would consider betting the Tigers straight up if they're a dog. 9:30, Braves, D-backs. Charlie Morton, and Merrill Kelly. Braves minus 124, D-backs plus 106, over under 9.5. Overs even money, unders minus 122. Braves minus 1.5 is plus 130, D-backs plus 1.5 is minus 156. Merrill Kelly's been really good for Arizona. I'm going to take them straight up at plus 106. Cubs, Padres, Jameson Taillon, and Michael Wacha. Padres minus 168, Cubs plus 142, over under 8.5. Overs minus 114, unders minus 106. Cubs plus 1.5 is minus 142. Padres minus 1.5 is plus 118. Full game over. 10 o'clock, Yankees, Dodgers. Possible World Series preview? You never know. Luis Severino and Clayton Kershaw. The Dodgers minus 146. The Yanks are plus 124, over under 8. Overs minus 8, unders minus 112. Yanks plus 1.5 is minus 170. Dodgers minus 1.5 is plus 140. I'm taking the Yankees straight up in game 1. But now I don't know if I want to go there. That's a lie, guys. I would parlay the Yankees in the under, but I do like the under more than I like the Yankees now that I think about it. But I do think the Yankees can absolutely beat Clayton Kershaw. And I would not be shocked if Judge went deep tonight off of him. And they're going to have their full lineup intact, except no Harrison Bader. And at 10:15, Orioles-Giants. This is an interesting series. Dean Kremer and Logan Webb. Giants minus 156. Orioles plus 132. Over under 8. Overs minus 105. Unders minus 115. O's plus 1.5 is minus 154. Giants minus 1.5 is plus 128. For this one, I'm going to go with the full game over, but I do not feel strong about it. All right, Saturday, 1 o'clock, Rays, Red Sox. Josh Fleming, Tanner Houck. 2 o'clock, Tigers, White Sox. Michael Lorenz and Dylan Cease. 4 o'clock, Phil's, Nats. Mackenzie Gore and TBD for Philly. Mariners, Rangers. Marco Gonzalez, Andrew Heaney. Cards, Pirates. Matt Libator, Luis Ortiz. Angels, Astros. Patrick Sandoval, Christian Javier. Rockies, Royals. Austin Gomber, Daniel Lynch. Brewers, Reds. Colin Rea and Graham Ashcraft. That might be an overlock. A's, Marlins, Luis Medina and Yuri Perez. Jays, Mets, Jose Barrios and Tyler McGill. A lot of 4 o'clock games. 6 o'clock, Rays, Red Sox. We don't know who's pitching yet for that game. On Fox at 7:15, Yanks, Dodgers. Garrett Cole against Michael Grove. This is probably going to be the Joe Davis and John Smoltz game. And then Guardians Twins is the other game on Fox. Logan Allen, Sonny Gray. I bet the under in that one. 10 o'clock goes Giants. Kyle Bradish, Alex Cobb. Braves, D-backs. Spencer Strider, Ryan Nelson. And on Fox Sports 1, Cubs, Padres, Drew Smiley, Yu Darvish. Sunday, 11:30 on Peacock. Cards, Pirates. Jordan Montgomery, Rich Hill. 1:30 Phil's, Nats. Rangers, Suarez, Trevor Williams. Rays, Red Sox. Tosh Bradley, Brian Balow. Brewers, Reds. Adrian Hauser and Ben Lively. A's, Marlins. Paul Blackburn and Sandy Alcantara. Jays, Mets. Yusei Kikuchi, Cody Senga. 2 o'clock, A's, Astros. Griffin Canning, JP France. Guardians, Twins. Tristan McKenzie making his season debut against Joe Ryan. Rockies, Royals. Kyle Freeland, Brady Singer. Mariners, Rangers. Bryce Miller, Nate Eovaldi. Tigers, White Sox, Matt Boyd, Michael Kopech. In the Mariner-Ranger game, by the way, is 2:30. 4 o'clock goes Giants. Tyler Wells, Anthony DeSclafani. Braves, D-backs. Michael Soroka, Zach Gallen. 5:30 Cubs, Padres. That's a weird time. Marcus Stroman and Ryan Weathers. And Sunday Night Baseball. Yankees, Dodgers. Domingo Germán and Bobby Miller. I think this is the biggest series, regular season series for the Yankees in a couple of years. So I really feel that way. So they kind of, to me, are in a prove-it series against a team that they don't get to play very often. All right, now we move on to the WNBA. We will go over the results from yesterday and look ahead to tonight and the weekend. Sun over the Lynx, 89-84. The Sun are 5-1. The Lynx are 0-6. And then tonight, 4 games, 6 o'clock, you have the Liberty and the Sky. The Liberty, yet again, are overvalued on the point spread. I think they're a very good team. I think they're going to win the WNBA championship this year, but they should not be laying this much points on the road. They're a new team that was just put together, and they couldn't even cover against Seattle. They're 9.5-point favorites, so it's 161.5. I'm taking the Sky, getting the 9 and a hook at home, and I would take him plus 470 to win outright, too. That's way too high. 7 o'clock, the Wings and the Mystics. The Mystics are favored by 6.5, so it's 166.5. I think that's a high line, too. I'm going to go Dallas at plus 6.5. 8 o'clock, you have the Aces and the Dream. The Aces are favored by 11.5, so it's 171.5. The Vegas Aces are overvalued, too, but for this game, I'm going to take the under, full game under. And then 10 o'clock, Commissioner's Cup, you have the Sparks and the Mercury. The Mercury giving 3.5, totals 163.5. I'll take the Sparks getting the 3 and the hook. And Liberty Sky's also Commissioner's Cup. Saturday, 7 o'clock, Lynx Mystics, and 10 o'clock, CBS Sports Network Commissioner's Cup game, Storm Sparks. And then Sunday, 1 o'clock, NBA TV, the Wings and the Sun. 2 o'clock on CBS Sports Network, the Sky and the Liberty Commissioner's Cup game. And at 4 o'clock on CBS Sports Network, you have the Aces and the Fever. All right, now move on to soccer. We have a lot of soccer to get into as we get ready for the weekend. So we'll start with Serie A. Today at 2:30, you have Sassuolo and Fiorentina. We're just going to give out picks for today's soccer games, unless if there's important games that we have to do. So Sassuolo's plus 165, Fiorentina's plus 140, the draw's plus 280. Fiorentina, I think, is undervalued. Here on the road, they're 9th. Sassuolo's 13th. So I'm going to take Fiorentina on the road at plus 140. All right, Saturday, 12:30, Torino and Inter Milan. 3 o'clock, Cremonese and Salernitana. And 3 o'clock also, Empoli and Lazio. And then Sunday's the last day of the regular season. 12:30, Napoli, Sampdoria. 3 o'clock, Milan, Verona. AS Roma, Spezia, Atalanta, Monza, Lecce, Bologna, and Udinese, Juventus. So we won't have UEFA until next weekend. We're going to save MLS for last. So French League 1, Saturday, 3 o'clock, AC Ajaccio and Marseille, Auxerre Lens, Monaco Toulouse, Brest Rennes, Lorient Strasbourg, Nantes Angers, Nice Lyon, PSG Clermont Foot, Reims Montpellier, and Troyes LA. So that's the last day of their regular season as well. All right, USL Championship. So today at 7:30, you have Charleston and Indy. So Charleston's plus 105, Indy's plus 230, and so is the draw. I'm going to go with Charleston at home at plus 105. And then 9 o'clock, Colorado, Oakland. Colorado's plus 130, Oakland's plus 175, draw's plus 240. I'm going to go with Oakland on the road at plus 175. I think that's good value. Saturday, big day, 7 o'clock, Hartford, Louisville, Pittsburgh, Phoenix, 7:30, Tampa, Sacramento, 8:30, Memphis, Miami FC, 9 o'clock, New Mexico, El Paso, San Antonio, San Diego, 10 o'clock, Monterrey Bay and Loudoun, and then Orange County and Rio Grande. Dutch Era Divise results from yesterday. FC Twente over Herenveen 2-1, and Sparta over FC Utrecht 2-1. And then Sunday, 8:30 a.m., you have FC Twente and Herenveen second leg. FC Twente leads 2-1 on aggregate. These are important games, so we'll do this year for Sunday. FC 20 is minus 300. Heron being 6-1. The draw is plus 390. I'm going to go with over 3.5 goals at plus 128. And then 12 o'clock, you have Sparta and FC Utrecht. Sparta's plus 125. FC's plus 175. The draw is plus 250. I'm going to go with Sparta at home at plus 125 as they lead 2-1 on aggregate. The National Women's Soccer League, Saturday, 8 o'clock, Oil Rain, Portland, Washington, Louisville, Houston, Orlando, 8:30, Kansas City, North Carolina, also 8:30. And then Sunday at 6 o'clock, you have Gotham and San Diego. MLS, we're actually going to do the CONCACAF last. Or no, the English FA Cup last. So, Saturday, 3:30, NYCFC in New England from Yankee Stadium. 4:30, Seattle, Portland. 7:30, Columbus, Charlotte. Cincy, Chicago. Miami, DC United. Red Bulls, Orlando. Philly, Montreal. Austin, Salt Lake at 8:30. Dallas, Nashville. Minnesota, Toronto. St. Louis, Houston. 9:30, Colorado, San Jose. And 10:30, Vancouver, Kansas City. All right, the CONCACAF Champions League Championship is Sunday at 9 o'clock. LAFC against Leon from LA. It's going to be a really good game on Sunday night. LAFC's favorite at home at minus 140. Leon's plus 280. The draw is 3-1. Like I said, LAFC has shown that they've been tired. A lot of games lately. I'm going to say that this is a draw at 3-1 and Leon wins the CONCACAF Champions League. And now the English FA Cup, 10 o'clock on Saturday. Man United against Man City. Man City's favorite minus 210. Man United's plus 470. The draw is plus 330. I think it's going to be a great game. I actually do think it's going to be a draw at plus 330. And this will go to kicks. All right, now move on to golf. We will go over the current leaderboard for the Memorial Tournament. Your leader right now with a score of 6 under is Davis Lipsky. Second with 5 under is Davis Riley. Tied for third with 4 under, Matt Wallace and Jordan Spieth. Tied for fifth with 3 under, Danny Willett, Adam Hadwin, Mark Hubbard, Shane Lowry, Stephen Yeager, Austin Eckroat, Tyrell Hatton. Tied for 12th with 2 under, Seb Straka, Patrick Cantlay, Hideki Matsuyama, Lucas Donald, Sanjay M, Adam Scott, John Rahm, Seamus Power, Wyndham Clark, Justin Sue, Patrick Rogers. Tied for 23rd with 1. There's a pretty big tie. Just going to go through notables now. Taylor Montgomery, Dylan McCarthy, Keith Mitchell, Grayson Higo, Harry English, Victor Hovland, Emiliano Grios, Colin Morikawa, Saiwo Kim, Sam Bird, Sam Bennett, Scott Stevens, Chester V, Adam Putnam, and Sam Ryder. Tied for 38th at even, Davis Thompson, Bayu Hostler, Ben Ganon, Ricky Fowler, J.J. Spawn, Kristen Ziedenhout, Lucas Hodges, Thomas Dietrich, Rory McIlroy, who just moved, Brent Snecker, Sam Ryder. Tied for 50th with 1 over, Ben Taylor, Joseph Vermont, Lucas Griffin, Stuart Sink, Luke List, Zach Johnson, Trey Mullinax, Heath Iglia. Tied for 60th at 2 over, Brendan Wu, Scotty Scheffler, Cam Davis, Ryan Henley, Lucas Glover, Cam Young, Aaron Wright, Nate Hardy, Ben Griffin, Matt Neesmith, J.T. Potts, and Taylor Hogue. Keegan Bradley. Tied for 73rd with 3 over, Robbie Shelton, Kevin Kisner, Ryan Fox, Gary Woodland, Sang-Woo Kim, Kang-Gu Lee, Chris Kirk. Tied for 80th with 4 over, Adam Schenk, Justin Thomas, Will Gordon, Eric Cole, Bo Hogg, Jason Day, Jason Duffner, Kurt Katayama, and Troy Merritt. Tied for 90th with 5 over, Taylor Pentridge, Brian Harmon, Joel Dobbin, Mackenzie Hughes, Xander Schauffele, Lucas Herbert, Corey Connors, Scott Stallings, Justin Lauer. Tied for 100th with 6 over, Dylan Lingmerth, Kevin Strillman, MJ Daffé. Tied for 105th with 7 over, Brendan Todd, Matt Kuchar, Tom Kim, Nicholas Echevarria, Adam Sebson, Nicholas Hojard. Tied for 111th with 8 over, Hayden Buckley, Adam Long, Alex Smalley. 114th with 9 over, Tristan Lawrence. 115th with 10 over, KJ Choi and Brett Horschel. 117th with 11 over, Francesco Molinari and William McGirt. 19th with 19 over, Chad Ramey. And withdrawing, Dylan Fratelli. All right, now move on to NASCAR. We'll preview and predict the weekend. We'll start with the Truck Series tomorrow, 1:30, from Gateway Motorsports Park in Illinois. Fox Sports 1 tomorrow afternoon. Should be an interesting race. I am going to lay a 1/10 of a unit per pick here. Let's go with Ben Rhodes at 12-1 to win the Toyota 200. Xfinity tomorrow, 4:30 from Portland International Raceway on Fox Sports 1. It's the Pacific Office Automation 147. So for this one, I'm going to do this is a good one. I'm going to take one more shot with this driver. And if he doesn't win this week, I don't think I'm going to bet him for the rest of the season. Riley Herbst, 30-1. Going with the longer shot here. And then Cup Series from Gateway in Illinois. It's the Enjoy Illinois 300 presented by Ticket Smarter. For this one, there's some good numbers on a lot of these drivers. But I'm going to go with the longer shot here, too. I'm going to go with Chase Briscoe at 30-1 to win the Enjoy Illinois 300. All right, now I want to move on to do French Open real quick. We'll go over yesterday's results and then look ahead to the weekend. All right, so we'll start with the men. Second round results from yesterday. Holger Rune, your 16 over Gail Monfils in a walkover. 22 seed Alexander Zverev over Alex Molcon in 3 sets. 19 Taylor Fritz over Arthur Rinderknecht in 4 sets. 23 seed Francisco Cirentola over Yannick Hoffman in 3 sets. Marcus Giron over Jiri Lekecha in 3 sets. Nicholas Jarry over 16 seed Tommy Paul in 4 sets. Gennaro Olivieri over Andrea Vavasori in 4 sets. 12 seed Francis Tiafoe over Aslan Karasev in 4 sets. Zhang Zhang over Thiago Trinate in 3 sets. Thiago Seyboth Wild over Guido Pella in 4 sets. 2018 Grigor Dimitrov over Emil Rusevori in 3 sets. 2017 Yoshihito Nishioka over Max Purcell in 4 sets. Daniel Altmaier over A.T. Janik Sinner in 5 sets. That was a great match yesterday. 4-seed Casper Ruud over Guilo Zaperi in 4 sets. 15-seed Borna Koric over Pedro Chassin in 5 sets. And Tomas Echeverry upsets 18 seed Alex Demeanor in 3 sets. All right, so far today we have one final. 11 seed Karen Kakdevov over Thanasi Kakianis in 4 sets in the third round. Going on right now, 7 seed Andrei Rublev and Lorenzo Sonego. Fabio Fognini and Sebastian Offner, and getting underway, 3 seed Novak Djokovic and 29 seed Alejandro Davidovich Fokina. Coming up at 10:30, 17 seed Lorenzo Bassetti and 14 seed Cam Norrie. 10:45, Juan Pablo Varillas and 13 seed Hubert Hurkacz. 11:10, Diego Schwartzman and 5 seed Stefano Tsitsipas. I think Tsitsipas is on upset alert there. And then 2:15, 1 seed Carlos Alcaraz and 26 seed Denis Shapovalov. Tomorrow, 5 o'clock a.m., 4 seed Casper Ruud and Zizhen Zhang. 27 seed Yoshihito Nishioka and Thiago Seyboth Wild. Nicholas Jarry, Marcus Giron. 15 seed Borna Koric and Tomas Echeverry. 6 seed Holger Rune and Gennaro Olivieri. 23 seed Francisco Cerundolo and 9 seed Taylor Fritz. Daniel Altmaier and 28 seed Grigor Dimitrov. And last but not least, on Saturday, 22 seed Alexander Zverev and 12 seed Francis Tiafoe. And then Sunday begins the 4th round for the men's. All right, women's results from yesterday's second round. Bianca Andreescu over Emma Navarro in 2 sets. Lesia Sarenka over Lauren Davis in 2 and a walkover. 6 seed Coco Gauff over Julia Grabner in 2 sets. 7 seed Ons Jabeur over Oceane Dodin in 2 sets. Olga Damlovic over Jasmine Paolini in 2 sets. 23 seed Ekaterina Alexandrova over Anna Lena Friedsam in 2 sets. 1 seed Iga Swiatek over Claire Liu in 2 sets. Bernarda Pera over 22 seed Donna Vencic in 3 sets. Mira Andreeva over Diane Parry in 2 sets. Xinu Wang over Rebecca Peterson in 2 sets. Elizabeth Curaciedo over Simona Walbert in 2 sets. 14 seed Beatrice Haddad Maya over Dana Schneider in 2 sets. Sara Sabrias Tormo over Petra Martic in 2 sets. Anna Carolina Shimilova over Alona Blusova in 2 sets. 4 seed Elena Rybakina over Linda Nosova in 2 sets. And Kayla Day over 20 seed Madison Keys in 3 sets. All right, third round, some finals. 2 seed Arina Sabalenka over Kamila Rakimova in 2 sets. Anastasia Pavlyuchova over 24 seed Anastasia Potova in 3 sets. 28 seed Elise Mertens over 3 seed Jessica Pegula in 2 sets. 9 seed Daria Kasatkina over Peyton Stearns in 2 sets. Going on right now, Anna Blinkova and Alina Svitolina. Coming up right now, Solana Stevens and Yulia Putintseva. Claire Towson and Alina Avansane. And then 12:30 of Carolina Muchova and 27 seed Arina Begu. Third round tomorrow, 5:45, 4 seed Elena Rybakina and Sara Sabrias Tormo. 7 o'clock, Ekaterina Alexandrova, your 23 seed against 14 seed Beatrice Haddad Maya. 7 o'clock, Mira Andreeva and 6 seed Coco Gauff. 8 o'clock, Anna Carolina Schmidlova and Kayla Day. Elizabeth Cosirado and Bernarda Pera, that's at 8 o'clock. 8:15, Bianca Andreescu and Lesia Sarenko. 9 o'clock, Iga Swiatek and Xinu Wang. And then Olga Danlovic and 7 seed Ons Jabeur at 10:15. And we don't know Sunday's matches yet. All right, now we'll do my latest NHL mock draft. Well, it's actually my first one, not my latest one. So it is technically my latest one in a way. All right. Number 1, the Chicago Blackhawks, Connor Bedard, center, Regina, WHL. No-brainer pick for the Blackhawks. Bedard's best prospects is Connor McDavid. Franchise building block in Chicago for years to come with his ability to rank up points. 2, Anaheim Ducks, Adam Fantilli, center, Michigan, NCAA. I feel like a no-brainer that Fantilli would be the choice here, but some may feel different after the World Championships. Fantilli would fit very nicely with the young talent the Ducks have. 3, the Columbus Blue Jackets, Leo Carlsson, forward, Örebro, Sweden. The Jackets go with the versatile player here in Carlson. He has good skill down low and gets through traffic well. Number 4, the San Jose Sharks. William Smith, center, USA Under-18 National Team Development Program. The Sharks have some options here and personally should go with the best player available. Smith has the potential to be a top-line center, which the Sharks have lacked for a while now. 5, the Montreal Canadiens. Matvei Mikhov, wing, St. Petersburg, Russia. The Canadiens add to their collection of young forwards here with Mikhov. In any other season, he could have been the top pick in the draft. If not for a long contract for Russia, he could have gone higher. 6, the Arizona Coyotes. Ryan Leonard, wing, USA Under-18 NTDP. The Coyotes have to be in the best guy available strategy here too. Leonard has a ton of talent and has a good motor type, like some of the other young guys Arizona has in their system. 7, the Philadelphia Flyers. Nate Danielson, center. Brandon, WHL. The Flyers are another team that is in dire need of young talent. Danielson has a great tools kit and has great all-around play. 8, the Washington Capitals. Oliver Moore, forward, USA Under-18 NTDP. The third NTDP player comes off the board here to the Caps. Moore is a versatile player and would be a good young piece for the Caps to have long-term. 9, the Detroit Red Wings. Dalibor Dvorsky, center, Ike, Sweden. The Wings can realistically go anywhere with this pick. Dvorsky has the ability to be a plug-and-play player and has a good hockey IQ. 10, the St. Louis Blues. Tom Willander, defenseman, Rogel Jr., Sweden Jr. We finally have our first defenseman off the board here with Willander. It's a need fit here as Willander is a solid two-way guy that is very mobile. 11, Vancouver Canucks. David Reinbacher, defenseman, EHC Cloten. The Canucks have some talent, so it makes sense for them to get somebody who can contribute right away. Reinbacher fits the bill as he's the most league-ready D-man in the draft. 12, the Arizona Coyotes from the Ottawa Senators. Axel Sandin Palika, defenseman, Skellefteå Jr., Sweden. With their second first-rounder, the Coyotes grab the D-man here. Sandin Palika is a good puck handler and could guide an offense. 13, the Buffalo Sabres. Matthew Wood, wing, UConn, NCAA. The Sabres are a team that's on the rise in the East. Wood is a powered forward type of player with a ton of high-end skill and would fit nicely with the Sabres. 14, the Pittsburgh Penguins. Gabriel Perreault, wing, USA Under-18 NTDP. Here's another NTDP player off the board in Perreault, as the Pens are in need of some young talent. Perreault played on the top line on the loaded NTDP team and has a good shot. 15, the Nashville Predators. Dmitry Simashev, defenseman, Yaroslavl Jr., Russia Jr. The Preds are another team in some youth need, and here to get a solid D-man prospect. Simashev has the ability to be a great D-man with some offensive game too. 16, the Calgary Flames. Colby Barlow, wing, Owen, OHL. The Flames have the talent to make a playoff run in the West still. Barlow would be a nice fit on this team with his ability to shoot the puck and score. 17, the Detroit Red Wings from the New York Islanders via the Vancouver Canucks. Zach Benson, wing, Winnipeg, WHL. With their second first rounder, the Wings go with another forward in Benson. He has excellent skill, IQ, and the motor to be successful. 18, the Winnipeg Jets. Edward Sale, wing, Brno, Chesia. The Jets need some more defense and youth in terms of forward, but Sale is not a bad choice. Many feel he is a polarizing player, and he has great hands. 19, the Chicago Blackhawks from the Tampa Bay Lightning. Mikhail Gulyev, defenseman, Omsk Jr., Russia. The Blackhawks go with the talented D-man with their second first-rounder. Gulyev excels on offense and is a good skater. 20, the Seattle Kraken. Braden Yeager, center, Moose Jaw, WHL. The Kraken adds to their collection of young talent here with Yeager. He could slip out of the first round due to his height and lack of scoring, sans having a quick shot. 21, the Minnesota Wild. Callum Ritchie, center, Oshawa, OHL. The Wild go with the talented center here in Ritchie. He's a solid all-around player and has great offensive game, including a great shot. 22, the Columbus Blue Jackets from the LA Kings. Samuel Honzak, wing, Vancouver, WHL. The Jackets, with their second pick, go with another forward in Honzak. He is a super physical player and moves well and can get to the net. 23, the New York Rangers, Charlie Samuel, or Stammel, center, Wisconsin, NCAA. This would be a good pick for the Rangers, who need center depth in their system. Stammel didn't have a good draft season, but he has a good frame, he's physical, and can skate well. 24, the Nashville Predators from the Edmonton Oilers. David Edstrom, center, Frolin Jr., Sweden Jr. The Preds go with the talented center with their second first-rounder. Edstrom is a good two-way player that can skate and has good size. 25, the St. Louis Blues from the Toronto Maple Leafs. Gavin Brindley, forward, Michigan, NCAA. With their second first-rounder, the Blues go with the center. Brindley is a versatile player that has speed and a good scoring touch. 26, the San Jose Sharks from the New Jersey Devils. Michael Rabel, goaltender, Omaha, USHL. With their second first-rounder, the Sharks take the first goalie off the board. The Sharks do need a long-term answer in net, and Rabel showed that potential in the past. 27, the Colorado Avalanche. Carson Rykov, forward. Kitchener, OHL. The Avs are a team that needs some youth in its system, and Rykov makes sense. He's a versatile player and has good skill and a good shot. 28, the Toronto Maple Leafs from the Boston Bruins via the Washington Capitals. Etienne Morin, defenseman, Moncton, QMJHL. Leafs going with defense here makes sense since they lack young talent. Morin is a good puck-moving defenseman and excels in transition. 29, the St. Louis Blues from the Dallas Stars via the New York Rangers. Oliver Bunk, defenseman, London, OHL. With their third pick, the Blues go defense here with Bunk. He's a big, mobile puck mover and would fit with the Blues. 30, the Carolina Hurricanes. Otto Stenberg, forward, Frölunda, HC, SHL. The Hurricanes here go with the talented forward here in Stenberg. He's versatile and is strong and a good wrist shot. 31, the Montreal Canadiens from the Florida Panthers. Tanner Moldenik, defenseman, Saskatoon, WHL. With their second first rounder, I have the Habs going defense. Moldenik is a high-end skater and competes hard. 32, the Vegas Golden Knights. Danny Nelson, center, USA under 18, NTTP. The Golden Knights take a safe bet prospect here with Nelson. He has good physical tools and is good in the face-off department, and he has good size. So there you have it for my latest mock draft. Now I'll move on to the news and notes for today. We'll start in the NBA. Bam had an interesting question for the reporter, as he had a perfect response after it was asked about Game 1 officiating. After the game, it looked like Jimmy Butler was looking locked in, talking to Gabe Vincent after Game 1. Jimmy Butler had a very interesting shirt before tip-off of Game 1. Drake bet $1.25 million on the Nuggets and $250,000 to do it in 5 games. At halftime, Ken Jeong of The Masked Singer put up some of the worst halftime shots you'll see. And the funny thing is that when they showed all the celebrities during the broadcast, Mike Breen pointed out that Ken Jeong was loud and obnoxious the entire game, and he was sitting next to them. Adam Silver talks about the John Morant discipline, as the league will likely announce the outcome of the investigation following the conclusion of the finals, which is the right call. Brad Stevens confirms that Joe Mazzulla will be back next season. I don't necessarily agree with this decision. It's a different story had they made the finals, but they didn't. I just think he was overmatched against Eric Spoelstra. He got lucky against the Sixers because James Harden and Joel Embiid melted down in Game 6. And, he gets some credit for them coming back from 3-0 down, but, I mean, listen, I don't agree with the decision, but the Boston Celtics really have to hire some above-average assistants around him to make him become a better coach. I feel like that worked out with Steve Kerr pretty well, right? And Golden State had an elite staff, and that made him become a good coach. And obviously, learning from Greg Popovich and Phil Jackson his whole life, too, certainly helps. But I don't think that Joe Mazzulla deserved to be back, personally. The Spurs are a dark horse for Austin Reeves this offseason, as San Antonio will try to poach Lakers guard from LA this offseason. I wouldn't call the Spurs a dark horse. They're going to be after everybody this summer because they're going to try to win now since they won the Victor Wembanyama sweepstakes. And the Lakers intend to match $100 million offer sheet for Austin Reeves, too. The Wizards are hiring Travis Schenck as Senior Vice President of Player Personnel, so he'll work for Michael Winger. Tyler Herro could return for Game 3 or Sunday in Game 2, as he'll test his hand on Sunday, but he'll be back for either Game 2 or Game 3. Alexej Pokusevich breaks his arm as he suffered the injury in an off-season workout and will be reevaluated in 4 to 6 weeks. That's not great for the Thunder. Luckily, this happened in the summer, not during the season. Kristaps Porzingis admits that he wished things went differently with the Knicks. So that's interesting. We're going to do some baseball now. Max Scherzer rips the warm-up time clock yesterday. So that's interesting. 3 executives think that Shane Bieber gets traded before the August 1st trade deadline. If he's on the market, he's a game changer for any team. If I'm the Yankees, I call them and trade Peraza, and I wouldn't really trade. I don't know if I'd trade Dominguez. Maybe I do Peraza, Spencer Jones, and some pitching pieces. Maybe throw in like Brito, who we saw earlier in the year, and some other pieces to go get Bieber. Or if you're the Dodgers trying to go for it, you throw in Michael Grove, you throw in some other guys and go get Shane Bieber. If you're the Minnesota Twins, make your big all-in move. But I don't know if the Guardians would trade in division, so that's very interesting that he could be available. The Reds will not rush a Jonathan India trade, as they're in no hurry to move India despite Ellie De La Cruz buzz. The Yankees announced that Josh Donaldson, Giancarlo Stanton will both be back with hamstring injuries, and Tommy Kahnle will be back as well. So that's great news for the Yankees, especially Giancarlo Stanton being back. I think Donaldson could be the next Aaron Hicks, personally, that gets DFA'd. Bronny James' first college basketball game will be against Kansas State on November 6th. So that's enticing. So be Bronny James against Jerome Tang's team. An amateur fighter wrangles a 10-foot alligator outside of an elementary school in Florida. That was interesting to see. Gervonta Davis is in custody as he violated his house detention for 2020 hit-and-run case, and will serve rest of sentence in jail. Yikes. The Bills are unlikely to sign DeAndre Hopkins as they can't meet Hopkins' desire for a deal similar to Odell's $15 million a year contract. Benzema speaks on his future as his cryptic message on exit rumors. The reality is different, not what is said on the internet. Patrick Kane out 4 to 6 months after going hip resurfacing surgery. That's not great for Patrick Kane, who's a free agent. This could cost him money. And then we talked about it yesterday. The Penguins hiring Kyle Dubas as their new president of hockey operations. I think it's a wonderful hire. It's a great match. He's young. He understands where the game is going now. And now the question is, who does he bring in as his general manager? And I wanted to bring up a good comparison here. So Bob Myers obviously stepped down from Golden State. He resigned. If he wants to get back in the business, he wants to be a president of a team like Daryl Morey is. And like how Leon Rose is. And like how he was with Golden State. He doesn't want to go to be a GM for the Knicks, and who already have a president in Leon Rose. Or the Clippers, who already have a president in Lawrence Frank. I mean, is Rob Pelinka technically the president of the Lakers? I mean, if Bob Myers wants to get back into it, I think he wants to be a president. He doesn't want to work under a president. You know what I mean? So Kyle Dubas' move here, he wanted to be the next level up, not working under somebody. Like, he was working under Brendan Shanahan. He's done a great job, which earned him this Pittsburgh job. So I think Bob Myers is going to do what Kyle Dubas did with Pittsburgh. So we're going to see who Pittsburgh hires as their GM, and it's going to be an interesting offseason in Pittsburgh, that's for sure. All right, last but not least, my best bet of the day brought to you by FanDuel. There's a couple that stood out to me. And I'm going to lay a quarter unit on... There's a couple that I liked. But the one that jumped out at me the most if it pushes, so be it. I'm going to bank on these pitchers doing great. I'm going to lay a quarter unit on under 8 between the Rangers and the Mariners. I really like that pick. In years past, this would have been an auto over. But both of these guys, and Castillo and Gray, are pitching really well. So I really like the under in the Mariners-Rangers. I almost went the over in the A's-Marlins game, but I don't know if I trust the A's offense to put up a lot of runs. So that's what it came down to for me. All right, that's it for the show. I'll be back on Monday recapping everything and look at everything going on Monday. And I believe Monday is Game 2 of the Stanley Cup Final, if I'm not mistaken. Hope you guys have a great weekend, everybody.